It's no doubt that women have more options than ever before on what they can do, what kind of career they can choose, what kind of family they can have. The options have become really exponential for women. However, sometimes having more options can lead to confusion, to overwhelm, and a sense of uh, insecurity about what you do and how you spend your time and what's going to be the best use of your time. So, enter coaching. Coaching can be a great value for women who are looking to try to make sense of their lives and try to have the success that they want while also maintaining balance between life and career and all the things, right? So, today on This is Coaching, we've got an amazing coach, Juju Rafii, who works specifically with women who want to exponentially increase their amount of success and joy in life while figuring out whatever it is that they want to do. So, welcome today, Juju. We have here Monica joining me. I'm Nicolette Moore, and this is Coaching. So, Juju, please introduce yourself, share a little bit about your business currently, where it's at, and then we're going to dive in and kind of pick you apart.
Awesome. I'm all about it. Thank you so much for having me, Nicolette and Monica. I'm so glad to be here to share and help inspire other coaches as well. And again, my name is Juju Rafii, and I'm based out of the East Coast of the United States. And I have been coaching professionally for about 4 years now. I came out of a career in the military, and I decided I wanted to have my own business. I didn't want to work for anyone else again. And so naturally, I hired a business coach to give me some direction and guidance. And I knew who I wanted to help. I wanted to help other women, and I was already with a fitness background for about 16 years. So I already had that sense of how can I help these women achieve their goals? And as I'm starting my business, I thought, well, there's got to be other women who need help achieving goals in that arena. So I shifted from helping women in the fitness industry to helping women on their career path. And so about the last 4 years, I've been doing one-on-one and group coaching, and I help basically female entrepreneurs and success-driven women who need to gain clarity, and I help them align with their purpose so they can possibly turn their passion into a profit and create freedom financially. I think that's a big goal for a lot of female entrepreneurs, is to create that financial freedom for themselves and to bring in more income to their household. So I love working with other women and helping them figure out what it is that they want to do. A lot of my clients come to me because we're all grown up and still don't know what they want to do with their life. And that's okay. That is okay if you don't know what you want to be yet and you're in your 30s or 40s. So what I help those women do is I have a program that I use in my coaching as a mindset expert, and we do mindset work. I deep dive, I'm all about the mindset work. And so we figure out what it is you're passionate about, because sure, there's lots of ways to make money, but you don't want to get stuck making money doing something you don't like, or that makes you miserable, or that you don't look forward to every day. If you hate Mondays, you're in the wrong job. So I help women love waking up every day. I help them want to jump out of bed every day and do what it is they're passionate about and actually get paid to do that. It's amazing to think, wow, I can get paid to do something that I love and enjoy. It can be something that was a hobby before, something you've been dreaming about your whole life, something you've jokingly said, man, sure would be nice to get paid to do that. Well, you can, especially in today's age, you can get paid to do just about anything. So I love helping women figure out what that is that lights them up inside and figuring out how to turn that into a business. So as you go through my program, we work on things like limiting beliefs. We work on things like removing blockages. We work on gaining clarity on what that is, setting realistic goals for yourself. And we learn on ways to manage your time. I talk about balancing, for example, if you're a mompreneur, if you're a mom trying to work and also you have a house to take care of, we talk about ways to balance all of that, which is not easy, but it's absolutely possible to be your own boss and to create your reality and create the income that you want. It's absolutely possible. You just have to remember there's always someone out there who has more on their plate, is working with less, and is able to kill it in their business and bring it in. So if the money is available and you're available, all we have to do is get in alignment with that. So that's what I help my clients do. And this year will be 4 years that I've been doing that.
Well, that's awesome. I can like feel your passion, like just coming through the screen as you talk about it. So that's really, that's what we're all about too. Like we love what this world has available to us today. So I'm curious, you said you were a veteran, or you are a veteran.
I am a veteran.
What was that transition like, leaving the military and then kind of coming into this sense of like, I can create my own career, I can do my own thing? Like, what was that like?
How much time do we have? I would love to touch on that. If there's any veterans listening, or women who want to transition from one career to another career or idea, then listen up. First of all, that transition is no joke.
Mhm.
It takes preparation, and it takes a lot of mental strength. It is an emotional strength. It was extremely difficult, to the point where I felt, once I got sort of through that situation, through that transition, I felt like, oh my gosh, I need to reach back and pull the other women up with me who are transitioning. And that's kind of what pushed me into coaching,
Hmm.
is I realized how hard that transition was. And I saw the holes where I didn't have the support. And then I figured out a way to fill those holes. And I thought, well, I need to tell the others. I need to tell the other women separating from the military, or other women who want to go into another career. So you have to mentally prepare. I did what I was told to do by society. Hey, you're leaving the military, you need to go work for the government,
Hmm.
or get a corporate job, right? There was no start your own business, please.
Right.
No. So I'm sure you heard the same.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, okay, let me write a resume. And here I am in my late 30s, never wrote a resume in my life, never went to a job interview, because I came straight out of high school. I spent a year in college. And then I decided to join the military. So I was in the military from teenager till late 30s. I didn't know anything about writing a resume or going to a job interview. So I had to do all that for the first time as a grown woman. And so that was really scary. And so I did what I thought I was supposed to do. I applied for a job in corporate America, and I got hired within 60 days of separating from the military, which everyone told me, wow, that's so great. You're so successful. You made it. You're going to be just fine. You got a job within 60 days of leaving. Okay. So I go to this job, and it was a horrible experience. Now, every corporate team isn't the same. This just was not the right team for me. I worked for the city. I ended up relocating, and worked for the city where I moved to. And I did a portion of what I was doing in the military. I did medical logistics in the military, and I worked in a purchasing department, which I did do in the military. Um, and it was just awful. There was no camaraderie like I had in the military. People were very rude. I was military structured, right? So the work hours were 8 to 5. So at 07:55, I was logged into my computer, ready to go. Well, also, I had been in uniform for 20 years, didn't know anything about like what you're supposed to wear, right? So I went and got some nice suits and work clothes and did my best, showed up, best foot forward, all the tools I learned along the way with me, ready to roll. I was told things like, you don't need to be coming to work looking cute. I was told things like, why do you keep asking for training? We thought you did this job before. I was told, you're making others look bad by being here on time. What? I thought the work hours were 8 to 5. I didn't know that it's okay to roll in at 8:45 with a box of bagels and then chat for an hour before you start work.
Mm.
That wasn't the culture I was used to. So huge culture shock. I sat, and then because I had a degree, I was getting paid more than the ladies who had been there for like 17 years, just because they came out of high school to work in that office, and they've been there ever since. And since I had a degree, which was completely unrelated to the job, I was automatically getting paid more and had an office with a window and a view. So they hated me from day one. So there I was sitting in my office, looking out at my view with this pile of work in this inbox. And I thought, is this what I do for the next 20, 30 years until I reach retirement age? Is this what I'm going to be doing? And I thought, no, this is horrible. I can't. There's no way. And I thought, okay, well, what am I going to do? I have to make money, right? Got to pay bills, got to survive. I have a family. Well, what do I want to do? Hmm. Okay, what am I passionate about? And like I said at the time, my background is health and fitness. I love helping other women. I love helping other people. So, okay, what can I do to help others and get paid to do it? And that's when I thought I need to start my business because I loved teaching group fitness, corporate training. And then like I said, I added coaching. And I thought, well, where can I go and do all of that? My own business. I created my own business. I thought, well, if I'm creating my own business, what do I need to do? First thing, I hired a business coach. But before that happened, 6 months. I didn't last 6 months in corporate. I couldn't stand it anymore. It was awful. So then I hired a business coach and started my own business. And the rest is history. I mean, it's been up and down, of course. And the first few years have been really hard. And I'm really just now, in my fourth year, I am just now really starting, my business is starting to explode. Okay. Now, have I had business up till now? Absolutely. Have I had clients? Absolutely. But it's been trial and error of finding different ways and communicating with different people and getting into different networks and trying to figure out how to do it. Because I'm the type of person that I just want to figure it out myself. But there is a lot of support and help out there. And it's about tapping into those resources that has really helped me explode my business. But the transition was not easy, but it's absolutely possible.
I think you touched on something that may benefit anybody to spend more time on, and the concept of, you didn't decide one day, hey, I'm going to start my own business, and then magically like a million clients appear. It takes thoughtfulness, it takes time, it takes consideration, it takes a learning curve. There's a lot that goes into having a business that actually can sustain you. And so I'd love for you to maybe speak to that a little bit more, because I think that some people may find that the struggle they call it the entrepreneurial journey, that struggle to kind of get the wheels spinning can defeat so many. And that's always where my heart breaks, because I think, I feel like my personal mantra is like, if you feel called to it, like your soul is calling you for a reason, to come out and to pursue this thing, whatever this thing is. It's gonna kind of like show up as you make action, right? As you take action, things will start to manifest and come together. But a lot of people quit early. They quit before they even see success because of the struggle. So I'd love for you to like speak to that, because obviously you've persevered. So I'd love like the perspective looking back and kind of like, what does that mean to you to hear me say this?
Hmm. Well, it definitely sparks a lot of feelings inside me. One is I did not want to stop until I feel like I made it, until I did it, until I was having clients, until I made income, because I set out to do something. And I know it's absolutely possible because other women were doing it. Why couldn't I?
Mhm.
And so it's just a matter of me finding the right resources and the right support. But I'm just the type of person that if I set out to do something, I'm not going to stop until I do it. And I wanted to prove it to myself. I wasn't in competition with anybody else. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do it. I have this idea, I have this burning desire. Like you said, I felt called to start my own thing and to help others. And so I felt like I need to do everything I can and find every way possible to make that happen, because that's really where my heart was and where my passion was. So, one thing I knew for sure is I needed to surround myself with like-minded women.
Mhm.
So at the time that I started my business, I knew I needed to find other women who also wanted success, who also wanted to make money, who also wanted to be entrepreneurs and start their own businesses. So, like I told you, I had relocated um, around that time of my transition. So I didn't know a whole lot of people in the area where I was. So I thought, well, how do I connect with these women? I started a Facebook group. And that is how Empowered Boss Babes came along. This is my women's empowerment group. And just by starting a Facebook group for like-minded women in my local community, over 18 months, that grew to 4,000 women. I had no idea that there were that many women who also felt the same way. I mean, I thought, what rock are these people hiding under? Where did they come from? And it was surprising to find out how many other women also wanted to stand on their own 2 feet and be independent and financial freedom, and wanted to take their ideas to the next level and get paid to do what they love. There's a lot of people out there who want to do that, right? That's why we're here. So in that Facebook group, I was able to create Empowered Boss Babes, where I created a networking environment in an online space that grew to in-person events, virtual events, training, and is now a just booming place for personal development and business growth. That is what we're focused on. And women supporting women, female entrepreneurs, everyone from I have an idea, I think I want to start a business, to, oh, honey, I've been doing this for decades. Let me show you how it works. So I have a big variety of female entrepreneurs inside the group. And that was, for me, so supportive to know there was other women who felt like I did and who wanted what I wanted. So surrounding myself with like-minded women was a huge source of support during the transition, and in order to grow my business as well, because then came the referrals. Then came, hey, I know somebody who would be interested in your coaching. Hey, I know somebody who would be interested in working with you.
Mhm.
And it's been referral after referral after referral.
So for women who are in that transition, the career transition, or the even I'm a mommy and want to have my own business transition, what is so I get your advice would be to surround yourself with women. What
Absolutely.
what would some other tips from your experience be to kind of help get past
Yeah.
that initial stage of struggle and confusion and uncertainty?
Well, there's all kind of resources out there, and I'll go over a few that are really important to me and that really helped. But at the end of the day, it starts with you.
Mhm.
It all comes down to you and what's in your heart, and like you said, what you feel called to do. And you really got to tap in and do some inner work before you even think about reaching out. Because let's say you reach out to a group of women, there's going to be women doing all kinds of different things in there, and you might get swept away in ideas and, oh, look, she's doing this, and oh, she's doing that. You need to stop first and decide, what do you want for yourself? What do you want your life to look like? And do that inner work. And it could be it doesn't have to be hard or time consuming. It can be as simple as do some journaling, do some meditating, just do some thinking. Take time for yourself. You could be a busy mom, but you could also be sitting there and thinking while you're feeding the kids. You can also be sitting there and thinking while you're rocking the baby. It's 3 a.m. and I'm nursing my baby. I'm also thinking about where do I want to take my business? So you can find little moments, even if you're a busy mom, and even if you're not a mom, just doing that inner work of, let me just write down in a year, like, what would I like to be making? If I do my own business, what kind of money do I want to call into my life? Do I want employees? Do I want to work solo and be a solopreneur? Do I want my business to be virtual? Do I want a brick and mortar store? Do I want to make products, programs, services? Like, what is it you want to provide? Then when you know what you want, it's only then you're going to be able to call in the right resources and the right help, no matter how many groups you join. So once you know what you want and start with yourself, then you can seek out and see what feels right. Joining other groups, whether they're virtual or in person, is super, super helpful in making that transition. You need support. You need support. I know a lot of us think, I don't need any help. I got this. I can do this. I'm Miss Independent. I don't need nobody. But that is not the case. It takes a village, and that expression is so special. And you should really take a moment to grasp that concept, because we all need the support. And your business only grows faster and better when you have support. If you
Mhm.
try to do it all yourself, you can, but it's going to take a really long time to get your business off the ground and to do the marketing and the advertising and the research and get the licensing and do all that stuff all by yourself. It's very time consuming. So when you're transitioning, do the inner work, find the support, and it doesn't have to be social networking. There's other types of support, like having a partner that can help you maybe with the kids so you can do some other things, or a daycare where you can bring the kids and work on your business idea for a few hours a day. Having a friend you can call when you're feeling stressed, scheduling some me time. Maybe once a month you get a massage, once a week maybe you get your nails done, maybe you go for a walk once a day. Like, those little things actually help you in your business, believe it or not, because they get you more grounded and centered. And that's the only time you can really create and think, is when you're coming from that place. If you're all over the place and trying to do all of the things yourself, you're going to be so divided, you're not going to be able to focus on your business idea. So get support wherever you think you can get it from. Women's support groups, books, self-help books, webinars, YouTubes, podcasts like this one, friends, family, partners. There's so many people out there who want you to succeed and who are providing information in order to help you be successful. It's just a matter of tapping into it. And the minute it doesn't feel right, and the minute it's not in alignment with what you want to do and it makes you feel yucky, get rid of it, cut it off, stop looking at it, stop using it. Don't use that resource anymore. You will learn very quickly what's helpful and what's not helpful. So don't waste any time on the things that don't serve you.
I feel like there might be a story there I'd like to tap into. You said the
Uh-oh.
moment something feels icky. And I think that that's really, really powerful,
Okay.
because icky tends to be a very common phrase, like, especially with like, just as a business owner, I have to make sales. Ooh, that makes me feel icky. So this is like a phrase that we use a lot about things that just make us just don't settle right in our soul. So I'm curious, do you have something in your journey that you've gone through that made you feel icky, that took you a minute to realize it wasn't in alignment and you needed to step away from?
Yes, I can give you two examples. So one that a lot of people could relate to is relationships. They can be very draining. And if you have a friend, for example, or a colleague or a business partner, or someone who says they want to work with you, or a client that it just doesn't feel right, if you do not look forward to working with this person, if every time this person calls or messages you, you feel icky, or you're like, oh
Mhm.
no,
Mhm.
then you don't want to give that relationship too much time and energy, um, because it's going to drain the life out of you. And we all know that person that you talk to that makes you feel completely exhausted after you finish talking to them. That's the person you don't want to spend a lot of time with. If you have a client that you discover that they say they want to work with you, and you get off your discovery call and you're like, maybe there's another coach or another person that would be a better fit. So
Mhm.
those discovery calls are very important, because you don't want to work with a client that's just going to drain the life out of you, and you're not going to be able to focus on your business or other clients. Another example is, you mentioned sales. A lot of people don't want to be seen as salesy, because that is icky and it's a turnoff. So there's all kind of marketing techniques out there, and ways to promote your business. If someone suggests one to you, or you try something new and no one's responding, or it doesn't feel right, then move on to something else. Because then, yeah, you're attracting the icky, and it's just not meant for you or for your business. And what works for one business may or may not work for your business. You can see someone killing it out there and they're using a certain sales technique, but that might not be the right one for your business. So try different things, because the last thing you want is to not be excited. You want to be excited about what you're doing.
So yeah, I agree 100%. And I think that just, hearing you say that, it kind of goes back to really being in touch with your intuition, and really being in touch with, like, those questions that you were saying, by journaling, meditating, the conscious thought that you have, just really working. And I think, for me personally, it's like a daily effort, is just kind of reconnecting with myself. So the constant effort of reconnecting and being aware of what feels good to you and what doesn't feel good to you.
Mhm.
Is that
Absolutely.
is that something that you feel the same way about, Monica?
Yeah, I also have, yeah, I haven't been very active today. Sorry, I'm listening to you talking, and it's so great to listen. Yeah, it's so near and dear to me as well. Sometimes it's really hard to really feel into it, and sometimes you really feel overwhelmed. I too overwhelmed with so much stuff out there, and finding what's good and what feels good and what doesn't feel good. It's hard sometimes. Do you have any special tools that you use, Juju, when for sort of figuring out what what's good and what's not good? I mean, just, or is it just the feeling of it?
So for me, it's again knowing what I want. So when I'm journaling, for example, I'm asking myself like, okay, how do I want these clients to come to me, or what type of clients do I want to come to me? You know, the universe takes care of the how, right? So what type of clients do I want coming to me? Who do I want to work with? And then when I'm out there doing my research and I'm looking at different sales techniques, different marketing techniques, as I mentioned, some will work for my business and some wouldn't work for my business. I think about that client when I'm looking at that technique. You know, for example, um, a sales funnel where somebody might like a free product that I created, like a guided meditation. I have created a guided meditation and I will give that for free. Is that something that my ideal client would like to have? Yes, it is. And so then I look at how some marketing techniques say, well, you can offer this free, you get their email and offer them this free guided meditation. And then at the end, call to action where I'm asking them if they want to work with me or offering more. So those type of things, that technique works for my type of client. There's other type of techniques like cold calling or just saying, you know, like advertising, hey, work for me for this price. That doesn't seem to work for me. For some people who are looking for, let's say, a product and they say, oh, this skincare is this price. I just have to click here. Oh, that's perfect. But that's not my client, is not the person who's going to click the button and say, oh, $1,000. Okay. So you just have to try it. For me, it is, yes, Monica, it's the feeling. It's what feels right. And researching different styles, different techniques, do your market research. Also, you know, things are changing constantly when it comes to marketing and advertising and how businesses are attracting clients and attracting your ideal client. So you have to stay on top of what's new, what's hot, what people are looking for, and see if that works, see if that feels right for you.
Yeah. And the important thing I would think too would be just to speak from your heart, just like you're doing now, right? Just speak with passion about what you do.
Absolutely, because your audience is going to feel about your business the way you feel about it. So if you're excited and you're passionate, they're going to be excited about it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I would be completely, I would be upset if we don't talk about babies today. So, knowing that you have a newborn or an 8-month-old, right? An 8-month-old in the house. I just had a baby. Monica has children. What is something that you would say to women who are looking to expand their impact, their influence, you know, maybe outside of their home, but they like struggle with the mommyhood versus career and all of those things? What would you say if somebody came to you in that situation, but wanted to pursue something more outside of the home?
Right. Well, you know, COVID was a doozy and really forced people to think things differently as far as working from home and then having kids at home. And then there was virtual schooling. So it's been extremely difficult for a lot of people. I have 2 businesses that I'm running virtually from home. And I have a baby in the house. And then my stepdaughter is here sometimes and she's in virtual school. And kids in virtual school, sometimes the attention span's really short. And if you're not there watching them, making sure they're doing the work, it's hard for kids to focus, especially sitting at the computer for several hours a day, which most adults can't do. So, plus being a wife, you know, and taking care of your home. And then if you're the one who does the bills and the cleaning, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Every time I feel stressed or overwhelmed, I know that there's women out there who have much less and are doing more. There's always somebody out there with less doing more. And so you have to just take a deep breath. It's absolutely possible to be a mom and to be a business owner. If you want to go out and work outside of the home, there are services out there like daycares and child development centers where you can bring your kids for a few hours, or use the help of your friends or family. Different facilities out there when schools are open, take advantage of that time. And if you want to work outside of the home, use those hours that your kids are busy to go and handle your business. And then when you come back, don't try to run your business and cook dinner at the same time. Don't try to be a mommy and do your business, at the same time. If there's things you have to do, like I've been on many Zoom calls and been nursing, and nobody has any idea. I'm not right now, but I just have the camera up a little bit more and they have no idea I'm nursing a baby below. But if that's what you have to do, that's what you have to do. And that's okay. And that is okay. And on those Zoom calls, I've apologized so many times. Like, I'm really sorry, you guys. I've got to nurse my baby right now. I'm just going to turn my camera off. And they're like, that's okay, Juju. You're still here. You're still listening. You're still, participating. Do what you got to do. So people understand.
Yeah.
It's normal to have a family and have a business. There's nothing wrong with having both or wanting both. You can. And there's a time for everything. Even though I want to work my business all day, every day, I know that I can't. I'm going to have to take care of the baby and feed everybody. And I got to get dressed, so it's just about saying it's okay, or it's okay if you're still in your sweatpants. But when you see the moment, seize the moment, take advantage of the moment. I've been on stroller walks and been on the phone. I have put the baby to play next to me and sent out a couple emails or did some content creation, so it's okay to just stop and do one and stop and do the other. It can be done. It can also be overwhelming. So self-care, capital letters, self-care is absolutely number one. Even if you have to squeeze it in 2 minutes, even if it's just a walk, even if it's just, putting the baby on the floor and doing some stretching is what I'll do. So I can get some yoga in, even if it's just for 5 minutes that she'll give me. And that will get me grounded. And that will allow me to work from a really beautiful place so I can create content. So self-care is number one. Get it in when you can. There is no schedule. There is no, I came from a military background. I was all about routine and there must be order. And time blocking was something that I used when I first transitioned out of that career because it was so structured. So when you're running your own business, you've got to realize that you're not necessarily going to be able to time block. I cannot say, okay, I'm going to work on content creation for 2 hours. You know why? Because the baby might need me during that time, or the baby's going to wake up from her nap, so you can't necessarily do that. But what you can do is take advantage of the moments when they arise and get it in when you can. Drink the water, do the stretching, make the phone call, shoot out the email whenever you can, and get help. Ask family, ask friends, use daycares, use resources where you can help. And the stage that you're in, especially for the new mommies, is very temporary. You're not always going to have to be nursing a baby every 2 hours. You're not always going to have to be jumping out of your seat. So this is just a tough period for you and for your business or for your entrepreneurial aspirations. It's just a period and it will pass and you will get through it. And it's going to be part of your story one day,
right,
when you're super successful and you're telling your clients, hey, I did it with a baby on my hip. You can totally do this. You're single with a dog. Come on.
Yeah, right. I love that. And it reminds me of, they say, to be an entrepreneur, you have to be resourceful, and being resourceful is thinking outside of the box. So, how can you get somebody to come and support you to be able to have that time? I think that's genius. And that's something that we should probably, talk more about, because I think sometimes for a mom with kids at home, they might feel guilty about asking for help, or guilty for leaving their kids, and that's something I know I personally struggle with to this day, so those kind of issues are are real, and they should be honored, paid attention to, but also acknowledged in the sense that there are resources and people are happy to, help and support. So I love that you are there to help women kind of get on their feet, and you're there to meet them where they're at, wherever that is.
Absolutely.
Where can a woman find you? Where can they find the Empowered Boss Babes? Is it just a Facebook search?
Yeah.
Is there something special to look for?
So there's a few ways to find me. I am on Facebook, Juju Rafii. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Instagram, all under my name. And Empowered Boss Babes is a public Facebook group, and it's at an international level. We have groups in 2 countries. We have 14 groups right now. And those are private groups in local communities. And then we have Empowered Boss Babes public group, where all the members of all those groups come together in one place, and it's internationally based. So if you want to expand your network and you want to connect with like-minded women from all over, it's a really great place to be. There's daily engagement. There is thought-provoking questions. There's a lot of inspiration and motivation inside the group, because you get to see what other women are doing and how they're doing it. So it's very encouraging to pop in there and see how other women are also successful and how it lines up with you. And a wonderful opportunity to collaborate with other women as well when you're part of a group like this. So Empowered Boss Babes is on Facebook. You can connect with me through there. And again, on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram.
Okay,
And I'm
awesome.
super happy to connect with women as far as just being a source of support, or just giving some inspiration when I can, and referring, if someone wants to work with me on the coaching level, of course I'm available for that. But if I find that you're doing a job that I have no idea how to help you with that, which I do mindset work, which is the basis of every position and every career you can think of. So I can always help you, but I'm super happy to direct you to one of my coaching buddies or friends that is more of a specialist in that area if I can't help someone. So I will always be able to help someone, whether it's through my services or through someone else's.
Awesome. Well, I'm so happy to have you on today, and really excited to, I'm going to have to go in and check out the group for sure. So it's just a pleasure to have you on. I'll definitely have all the links in the show notes. So for anybody listening, check out the show notes and you'll be able to have direct links to be able to access Juju. And yeah, we're really happy to have you on. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, ladies. It was a pleasure being here, and I really hope your listeners were inspired. And I think it's a beautiful thing that you're doing. So thank you for taking time. I know Monica is in Sweden, so we're in different locations, different time zones. I think that it's a beautiful thing and not an accident that we were here together to do this for other women. So thank you also for what you do.